I like podcasting. I like doing riffs. I like clipping clips. I like
hashtags. I like doing bits.
I like collab posting. I like making graphics and thumbnails. Probably would. So Caroline got hit by a car on the way to this podcast.
It wasn't a car. It was a bike.
Okay, got hit by a bike.
So I am standing waiting to and you know what? I didn't break my foot, and yet Genevieve broke her foot. Welcome back to the pod, Genevieve, with a broken foot.
Thank you.
I am standing at the crosswalk. I'm waiting to cross the thing. An ambulance is coming, and it's going to turn left. So I'm not crossing the street. And not only that, I'm stood still. And sometimes people are
now, are you standing in the bike lane, though?
No.
Okay.
I'm on the sidewalk.
Okay. You're on
the sidewalk.
Loud ambulance blasting.
Now, this person, can't call him a man because he's a child.
Okay.
Well, he's not a child. He's just an idiot.
He's a Grubhub delivery guy.
Yeah, he's like a, which is, by the way, it's 11, it's 10:45.
Yeah, who's ordering ramen this early?
Yeah, no need for the big backpack.
Go for a walk. It's a nice day. Go outside.
It's probably a coffee. It's probably a smoothie. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Lazy bastards.
So anyways, he's on his electric bike, and he just runs me over.
So you're on the sidewalk. This guy
He must have been looking at his phone.
Straight up runs you over.
Yeah, so
do you fall over?
No, he didn't hit me that hard because he's like, he couldn't cross the street like an ambulance is coming.
Okay.
So then he does go past me. So I start yelling at him, and I'm like, "Oh, you can't even cross!" But the ambulance was so loud that I think
so
he
couldn't
could
even
hear
it, and then he probably had something in it. He's probably
I wish
listening.
I threw my smoothie at him. Like I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. Because I was holding a smoothie. But I did. I have gotten it in with people because it's like these bikes, and I ride a city bike. I love an electric city bike.
Me too.
Nothing feels
90,
better.
They go 90
2
miles
beers
per
on
hour.
an electric city bike.
Yeah.
No brakes.
Just living life.
So
Wind in your hair.
It's not that I don't understand, but like, first of all, you belong on the road. This is New York City, and two, like, you literally ran me over when I was still.
And they don't care.
Yeah.
By the way, they're fighting for they're just going down the road trying to make $4.
By the way, going up the traffic, like the traffic's going this way.
Yeah. And he hit you and just kept going.
Just kept going. So I started yelling at him. This is where the story gets interesting. I'm yelling at him. I turn around, my coworker Sam, and Sam is the most soft-spoken, sweetest.
He's the nicest guy.
He's holding his little coffee. He smells
Great
me,
fashion,
and
by
he
the way.
waves. He smells, and he waves. I said, "Did you see me yelling at that guy?" And he goes, oh, "No, what happened?"
Oh no!
I was like, "Get off the sidewalk!"
He turns into Ariana
Get
Grande.
on the road where you belong. I hope you get hit by a car.
And he goes, "Oh, Caroline.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in trouble?"
He's so
a
cute.
Yeah. That actually reminds me of one time. Do you remember? I think it was your sister. You guys ordered food one time, and the guy delivering the food got like hit by a car.
Oh yeah.
And then so they like called you, and they go
They're like, "Sorry, we got hit by a car."
No. They go the it wasn't even the guy who got hit by a car. It was the pizzeria was like, "Hey, just so you know."
No, it was the front desk guy, I think.
Okay.
At my apartment.
But they were just like, just so you know, the guy that delivered your food got hit by a car. Don't worry, they're sending another guy.
Oh,
They didn't care. They're like, yeah, he may be dead, but we got plenty of them. Just keep sending them.
Don't worry, it's okay.
It's okay. Just send. And you
now,
think
if he
about
was
that.
driving, but now you would feel bad for her. I would feel bad for him. But if he was driving like the guy who just hit me over with the bike on the sidewalk, maybe that's.
You wouldn't have got hit.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe put the phone down. Oh, us millennials, us Gen Zs, we're always on our phone. I'm walking.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know. That's still bad. I guess.
I've like when I walk with my phone, I have a really good awareness of what's around me. My peripheral vision has gotten very strong.
Totally.
Honestly, with the phone.
Agreed.
I've never like almost like walked in front of a train or anything like that. Like that's or a car. I'm very much aware. These people that are just like so into their phones that they're not like paying attention to anything else. Who are those people?
Who are those people?
And also maybe they need to be weeded out a little bit.
Yeah, this is
like,
survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, like at this day and age, if you can't like multitask to the point of like being able to drive and like text and like being able to like, you know, even like drunk drive.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like what
That's
are we
right.
doing?
These things, texting
yeah, like,
and driving.
That's a skill that I put on my resume.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
that good.
I want the person who delivers my child to be scrolling TikTok. Like, if you're not, like, if a surgeon doesn't have a podcast on and is also scrolling TikTok, like, I don't even, you're a freak.
When I took the driver's test, the big thing was, can you parallel park? I think there needs to be a part of the driving test where you have to send a 2-sentence text while driving. That should
One
be
hand.
one-handed while still maintaining in your lane.
And there's a kid in the back of the seat.
And there's a kid in the back, yeah.
And like a juicy text.
A juicy text.
Yeah.
And you're also listening to a podcast.
Yes. We need all this.
And someone's on the phone.
That's right. Because this is the modern world.
This is the modern world.
All right? And no one parallel parks anymore, okay? We are texting while driving, though.
We are texting while driving.
And we got to add that to the test. And, yeah, maybe the streets will be safer.
Maybe
if
the
we
streets will be
get good
safer.
at this early so that, later in life, you don't
We
run over a
just have to
family.
start early because the earlier, the more you text and drive, the better you'll be at texting and driving. So,
right.
this whole outlaw thing, we're going to do it.
We're going to do it.
Get
It's just part of our
over
lives.
it. So let's practice.
All the cars now, by the way, come with an iPad built into the car now.
Yeah,
you can watch Netflix while you're driving. Yeah.
Let's watch Netflix. Yeah.
So
what are we
let's
doing?
just get good at it. Let's get good at it. I think we can.
It's the future.
It's the future.
It's the future. Yeah. No, I don't trust anyone who can't do their job while also on their phone. Like, you're just not good at your job.
Yeah.
You know when you're watching like a movie about a stand-up comedian or like a singer who makes it big or something like that.
Biopic, yeah.
Or like, like Phantom of the Opera even. It's like, oh my God, we need someone on stage right now. We need a comedian. Oh my God, someone didn't show up for their set. Like, is anyone here a comedian? Are you a comedian?
Does anyone have a tight five?
And it's almost like when you're on an airplane and someone's giving birth or having a heart attack and they're like, is anyone a doctor?
Yeah.
Is anyone a doctor? Except like, it's like at a Broadway show, like, oh my, she's sick. Is anyone a singer? You can say, it's like, as if they wouldn't just like ask the comedian before, like, hey, can you do 3 more minutes?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like we need a comedian.
Like in every music biopic, they're like, they didn't show up. Kid, can you play? And then they give him he's like, I guess I can. And then he just
as if there's no other musician.
And then like their hit song just comes out of them, out of their body, and they just perform.
And they talk to them after. It's like, I didn't know you had that in there.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I didn't either.
They start out with a southern accent.
You know what scene also always happens is like they're like playing like the stripped down version of like the song that'll one day become like their
and
hit
they go,
song.
What is
and there's,
that?
And there's one kid
Yeah.
who like turns to them and they're like, was that any good? And there's a kid who goes, it was all right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the little kids. The little kids always
like a
being
little
not
kid.
impressed.
Yeah.
Wasn't half bad.
Yeah.
And it's like the greatest song ever. It's like the Beatles. Like
yeah.
yeah,
That
it
could
was
be
okay.
something.
Or
Yeah.
like, it'll do.
It'll do. Yeah. Oh, to be that kid in a movie. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the old jobs we used to have growing up.
I've had so many jobs.
Caroline's had a long list of jobs, some problematic, some not problematic.
So the thing about it is like my family values hard work. Like we're just one of those families, like, we're on vacation, my dad's taking a phone call. It's
Yeah.
my birthday, my dad's, and some may say
White Lotus vibes.
Yeah. Some may say bad work-life balance. I say he's dedicated to his job. He's providing for his family. And you know what? I think that's admirable. Okay, yeah. Are all my biggest memories my dad was on the phone with someone from Italy or
He's making
China?
deals.
Yeah.
Slinging deals.
Totally, but part of
cares
that's
if you're
that's the
learning to ride a
American dream.
bike?
The American dream is to get a job, own a house, have a family, and then any big moment during that family and children's lives, you're on the phone working.
Yeah.
That's the American dream.
That's
That-
beautiful.
That is the American dream.
So, because that is like my parents, I've always worked, and they've never helped me out with money. The only time they ever helped me out with money was in college.
Yeah. A little bit. But
And I overdraft my bank account many times.
I've overdrafted quite a few times.
And I'm also, by the way, would you say I'm cheap? I've gotten
No.
so much better.
No, you're not cheap at all, honestly.
But I'm fiscally, I have an amazing credit score. Like I actually do, like better than like my parents.
That's good.
Like I have an insane credit score.
We talking 800?
We're talking
high 70s?
790.
Wow.
I think. Let me
That's
check.
about as high as they'll let you go.
Let me check. Yeah, without like owning a house.
Yeah.
I want to check mine.
Yeah,
Chris,
let's
check
all.
yours.
Today's pod's brought to you by Credit Karma.
If it's under 790, I'm not
I have
gonna
no idea
tell
what my
you.
credit score is, and I'm sure it's fine.
Can they,
fine.
like,
You're
still-
not going to check?
No, because I don't even have.
Mine's
that
gonna be
app.
higher. I hate to tell you that. Oh, 795.
Wow. If we hit 800 on this podcast,
Yeah.
we're giving away. No.
By the way, this is episode 9, so like we're really close to killing ourselves, and I have an
Yeah.
amazing credit score.
Okay, here.
So I
can
really shouldn't throw that away.
No, but also can I say that like we also have a pretty good amount. Well, not a good amount, but like we broke 1,000 followers on Instagram, so like that's pretty good.
Also, this
Yeah.
our last
Yeah.
episode really like killed it. Like we're at
Wow.
700 views. Well, no, killed it for us.
For us.
So
yeah. On YouTube.
If you're
by
like
the
a
way.
listener to the pod, can
We
you
do
let
very
us
well
know
on
why?
Spotify.
Was it the thumbnail? Like, what was it about
Was
that?
it because I wasn't in it?
Was it because Genevieve wasn't there? Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
What?
tell us.
And how did you know Genevieve wasn't going to be there? How did you know that?
Yeah.
What was it about that pod? Anyways, keep
2 episodes ago, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think I want to talk about like some of the weird jobs I had growing up. I worked a little bit, but I think the most interesting job I ever had was in college. I worked for Red Bull energy drink. When I was in college, I was a student brand manager for Red Bull. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, so like, do you know like how Red Bull like?
Did you drive that little Mini Cooper? With
No,
the
I didn't.
massive...
So that's a different job. Those are like the wings girls. And if you
you
would be a wings girl.
I could be a wing.
You actually are the perfect wings girl.
I don't know if I could fit in that Mini Cooper though. It was so small.
You could.
It's
fit
like a
in the
clown
Mini
car.
Cooper. It is kind of like a clown car. It has a giant can in the back, and guess what? That can is actually a refrigerator with Red Bulls in it. It's crazy.
You know, like like in songs when it's like we get in the car, we lean the seats all the way back. You're
Yeah.
like a Mini Cooper, like. Only very small people can do that.
Yeah.
Only clowns and
But
people
that's
under
why. But
5 feet.
That's why they had to get the very petite girl to be the wings girl, because it's like, well,
That's what I'm saying.
They go, well, ma'am, I thank you for applying, but you wouldn't fit in the car.
You know how they
So-
have like the breakdown of a character like for a TV show? It's like wings girl loves sand volleyball, loves a good time,
Giggles.
pizza and beer, weighs under 100 pounds.
Yeah. So that'd be the prototype. Obviously, I did not fit that
Totally.
prototype. So
Or in the Mini Cooper.
yeah. So I was an undercover marketer for Red Bull. Okay, an undercover agent. All right. My job every month, I would get 1,000 cans of Red Bull
1,000.
sent to my dorm room. Right.
I don't like. Where would you put that?
Exactly. I had to loft my bed with them. I had to loft my bed.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a photo?
Yeah, I have so many photos. I actually made a throne out of it one time.
Wait, do you know when they like do that at a supermarket with like the soda cans? Like they'll make something out of the soda cans.
No, I don't know what you're talking. Oh, you mean like the towers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one
kinda
of those in so long.
Yeah, that's a lost art form.
Yeah, it's a lost art
Like
form.
grocery store soda art. Did you see the one for Easter?
No,
That was
but I
like
bet
the
it's awesome. Was it gone?
They made the 3
crucifixion.
crosses out of like Diet Cokes.
That's
it's fantastic.
awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah. So whatever happened to soda can art at grocery stores?
Like when they got Osama bin Laden, they have like the FBI like
Yeah,
shooting
soda
out of
can-
like Dr.
soda
Pepper.
can Black Hawk helicopter landing on the compound.
That's so awesome.
We got to bring that back.
Yeah, that's
America's
an
dying.
art.
We need more soda can
That's
art.
America.
That's America right there. You know?
What's something like really topical that they could have done?
January 6th. I don't know.
No, yeah, like they have like Trump. When Trump won, they do Trump out of like Fanta.
They do the
Or
Trump. They
Sunkissed.
reenact the Trump assassination out of Diet
Yeah,
Coke.
he has his fist up.
Yeah.
It's the
he has-
his skin is like the cream soda 'cause
Yeah.
it's a little bit
and
lighter.
the hair is yellow Fanta. Of the
Yeah,
top.
it's awesome.
Lost art form. But yeah, so I had thousands of cans of Red Bull in my dorm room, right? But I was undercover, so I wasn't allowed to really tell anybody that I
So you
worked
weren't
for Red
allowed
Bull.
to be bringing girls back. 'Cause
I
they
know if
couldn't
they
be
came
seeing
over and they
this.
asked about it, I had to be like, oh, I don't know.
I love Red Bull.
Yeah.
I
So
have like
people-
an Amazon subscription to Red
people-
Bull.
Yeah. People like started to think I was like out of my mind. Also, every month a Red Bull truck would pull in front of my dorm and I had to unload it and bring it up to my dorm room. So people were like, what the this guy loves Red Bull. So they probably thought that like they're like, all right, well he's like either like really into Red Bull or he's going to blow up the fucking school. Like this kid's insane. Like he has so much Red Bull. So I had all this Red Bull and my job was to walk around campus and I had to like hand out Red Bull in organic marketing situations.
I would just start leaving them places.
No, so I wasn't allowed to do that. I had to like make an interaction.
But then you're like a freak that's like, oh, Chris is here with his 100
So
cans of
I
Red
had to,
Bull.
No, I had to keep it in my backpack and I had to like go up to people and they were like, oh, I don't know, man. Like I'm just so tired all the time. I can't study. And I'm just like, you know what's pretty awesome? Fucking Red Bull.
Did they give you like a blurb you always had to say? Like,
No, I had to every time I had a meaningful interaction, I had to document it though on a dashboard. Like went up to a lacrosse player today and talked about how Red Bull could really help him on the field. Like I had to like document. I had a certain quota of things I had to do.
This is like an acting exercise.
It was almost like an acting exercise. Also, so then what I started to do was I started to like make deals with some of the frats. So. Or clubs too.
could you tell them that you were an undercover Red Bull person?
No,
or
but
was
it got around that I was the Red Bull.
I wonder why.
I was the Red Bull plug.
I
So what
wonder
ended up
why.
happening was that like frats would be like, "Hey, we're having a party. Like, would love a case of Red Bull." for the party. What I needed from them,
and you'd be like, I want an invite.
And so I would get them for free. And 2, I needed pictures of them because I needed shit to send to the Red Bull.
So just
higher-ups.
underage drinking.
So yeah, but they couldn't. I was like, if you do use the Red Bull, you can't have alcohol in it. So I was like, I'll give you a case. You got to give me like 8 photos of you guys drinking Red Bull and having a good time. So they would do it. They would take the photos and be like, and they all were like fake and bad. But I would use as currency. So now I'm becoming a Red Bull drug runner. So I'm supplying clubs with Red Bull, frats, sororities of Red Bull. Then I started using it as a currency.
It's the plot of Easy A.
It really is.
Totally.
It is
You're
the
like
plot
getting
of Easy
gift
A.
cards.
Yeah, I was. So then I started using it. So a lot of kids in my school were like not smart because I didn't really go to a good school. Mm-hmm. So there was like something called the testing center where if you like were like, I struggle with anxiety, I need longer times to take tests. You would go take the test a week earlier than everyone else, and you would have unlimited time to take it. So those kids,
that's like just like not fair.
It's not fair at all. So those kids were like almost pretending to be dumb. They would take an extra copy of the test because there was like no security.
Duh.
And they would put it in their backpack, and then they would basically give it to other people in the class. So we all like. We had a lot of test answers.
Yeah, love
before.
those people, by the way.
So I started using Red Bull as a currency to get tests. So
I see.
I started trading Red Bull for answers on test. And then
on test.
I know. So
on tests.
And then like people started kind of like showing up at my dorm, like asking for Red Bull, especially during like midterms or finals. They just knock on my dorm room, like, "Hey, can we get a little bit of Red Bull?" You know, I had to be like, "Get out of here! Here's sugar free, you addicts!"
Yeah, they're addicted.
I don't think shoo
That's
away.
so crazy.
So, one time we had something. We also
was
did.
Adderall not a like,
well, the other thing.
Well, the combination was great.
Yeah.
A nice Adderall and a good Red Bull buzz.
But the other
Perfect.
thing too is like, why would any kids at your school ever buy? Well, I guess they get addicted.
Yeah.
But why would they ever buy Red Bull when there's this random guy in their dorm that has so many Red Bulls?
We would do these conferences, and they
also, who would know if you left them in like the library? Like who from Red Bull would like come and fire you?
They wouldn't know, and I ended up kind of doing that because I just towards the end of the school year I had so much Red Bull. I was like, I gotta get rid of this, so I just started leaving it places, like in the library on a table.
But you can't leave it too much because then you couldn't trade.
Yeah,
because it's like,
at this point,
there's always Red Bull.
I like at some point, like I got all my. There was
it's not
this,
valuable.
Remember, I'm getting thousands of cans every month. At some point, I started falling behind, and I just had too much inventory. So I really just started getting real lazy with it, and just started like giving it to anybody who wanted it with nothing in exchange. But
just like a regular drug dealer.
You said something before, like about how like wouldn't people just buy Red Bull? So the whole like marketing thing behind it was that Red Bull was like, we understand that when people get into habits in their college years, they tend to keep doing those habits.
I see.
So for instance, if you start drinking coffee in college, you probably are going to end up drinking coffee for the next like 10 years of your life. So they were just like, basically just like literally how addicts work. They're like, if we get you addicted at this age, you'll be addicted forever.
It's like when Whole Foods did free delivery during COVID, and everyone's like, oh my God, that's so nice. And I'm like, they're getting you addicted to it.
And then you got addicted, and you're like, well, I guess I'll pay for it.
Exactly. Like, that's exactly what's happening. I want to go back to the test answers thing.
Okay.
Because I feel like people think it's cheating to get the test answers before a test and then memorize them.
Well, we didn't get the test answers. We just got the test.
Well, and that is cheating. Like, that is
cheating.
technically cheating.
Yeah.
But here's my deal on school is like so much of school is like shit that doesn't matter. And I think like what the real thing you learn in college is number one, like how to socialize, how to navigate relationships, how to deal with other people in close quarters. And then also just like how to make it through life. And one of the ways to make it through life
is cheating.
To cheat, to lie on your resume.
Yeah.
Like Molly Shannon, I read her memoir last year, and she got a lot of her gigs by pretending to be someone, calling a place about her, being like, I have this incredible actress. Like she would call places as a manager who does exist, but is not her.
Yeah.
And like that is a way to get through life. Like I'm actually like in school, like if you don't learn and you cheat, I still think you learn.
You do learn. Nickelback did the same thing. Do you know that Nickelback?
Yes,
Nickelback used to call radio stations and be like, "Yeah, we have a long list of other radio stations that are playing our songs," and then they just made up a list of radio stations.
That's a way to get around.
Yeah.
Or Soulja Boy, when LimeWire was a thing, he uploaded Soulja Boy as like "Toxic" by Britney Spears. So when everyone went to download "Toxic," they would get
Hear Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
See, I mean, that's just a great lesson in life. You're right.
And then Soulja Boy ended up like scamming a bunch of people, I think, and like ended up being
I'm sure
bankrupt. But like whatever.
You can't cheat or scam too close to the sun. You end up like Talk Tua.
You end up
Okay?
like talk to it, but
Don't do a crypto scam.
yeah, like it's
Yeah.
But also like anyone is in a crypto scam. Like that's
Yeah.
just like the way it is.
Yeah. It's
It's
basically
like it's like a mugshot. It's today's mugshot.
It's- yeah,
if you
it's
have
a
a crypto
speeding
scan, it's like today's mugshot. But
it
anyways,
is
keep
today.
going.
Yeah, crypto scam is today's mugshot.
Yeah, everyone does it. All
Hey,
the cool kids are doing it.
Press.
Maybe that's how
Hello?
we get to 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
I'm trying to do a
Okay,
crypto scan
the
now.
This will be the coin right there, the smiley face coin. No thanks for good coin.
I'm telling you guys, you need to get into a scandal.
We should.
Like, call out a famous like comedian, like TikToker, and say that they're
No, we would
unfunny.
never. We'd never.
Oh,
Too
but
brave to get to
but we do.
We do. Off air.
Off-
We're talking.
Well, maybe we'll do that on a Patreon. Well, we can't have Patreon.
we can't have
but,
Patreon, and we won't do that.
Maybe we'll one day. I mean, I definitely.
I'll say it, Chris D'Elia. I'm gonna call out a comedian.
Very brave
I'm
of
very
you.
brave right now, and I'm gonna call out a comedian, Chris D'Elia. That's CHRISD apostrophe
A.
Good. No.
L.
E.
Oh, what?
E-L-
We can't call him out.
I guess we can't call him
spell
out
name.
because I
All
don't
right.
know how to spell his
I
name.
guess we can't call him out.
Oh, I would though. I would.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about him.
Yeah. He's
Back
doing,
to your Red Bull.
Unfortunately, he's doing very well. He's like doing the Beacon next week. Or
Yeah, I'm
something.
sure he is.
It's sad. So at Red.
I know his demographic.
Yeah.
I know his demographic.
Retards. Just kidding.
Oh, I was gonna say like 10-year-old girls.
No.
Oh my god.
People
No,
who
it's
drink
mostly
Monster
but
Energy.
I did a show on Long Island one time, and I headlined it, and someone goes after like, "Yo, do you like that Chris D'Elia guy?" I go, "Oh, the pedophile."
Wait, do you mean the guy who played a pedophile in a
That
hit
was
Netflix TV show, and then
crazy.
not even a year later came out
Yeah.
and dating underage girls?
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy-
And by the way, he still has a cult or something. He's like actively doing weird
He's
stuff.
like
Anyway.
he's the Davidians.
Yeah.
He's the Gen Z Davidians.
Yeah. So the guy was like, "You like that guy Chris D'Elia?" And I go, "That pedophile?" And he goes, "Nah, I don't believe any of that." I'm like, there is so much evidence. There's screen shots.
And we know.
Also, I know somebody.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And I know someone too.
You do too?
Yeah. So
We know two people.
there was a girl at my college who was like just so beautiful. Like it was like everyone knew this girl.
Yeah.
And I ran into her at like I want to say a house party, but it was like at 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Like it was like someone was having people over at their house. And we were like talking and like we started talking about comedy and she was like, when I was in college, like Chris D'Elia was DMing me all the time.
Wow. Did she ever meet up with him?
No.
Okay. I know. I was
And
at
we
a-
went to school in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And like by the
That's
way,
how
like
you know.
I guess she had some Instagram followers, but like
Not a
under
lot.
10K.
Yeah.
Like how do you find her?
Yeah. Oh, he's perusing.
Yeah.
He's probably looking at all of his followers and just looking at every profile. I know a girl, I went to a graduation party one time many years ago, and someone was like, "You're a comedian?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they go, "Do you know Chris D'Elia?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And she goes, "I had sex with him." And I was like, "Girl, you're like 21 years old. He's like almost 40." And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm like, how did you?"
Was it legal when? Like, was she
I mean,
21?
Yeah, it was above age, but it's still creepy to be
That's hard to talk
It's
about because it's like
legal.
it's legal, but why do you want to do that?
40. And also at the time, I mean, also he like had a girlfriend or wife or something like that. Like he's
Yeah.
also there's many issues. With
They
it.
all have. You know that's like what's gonna happen to you. Like when you become really successful, you're gonna have to start cheating.
Is that required?
I think every successful male comedian cheats on their girlfriends or wives.
Not every successful. Conan,
Yeah, but Conan's not a touring stand-up.
Daniel Tosh.
Let's talk about touring stand-ups. He's not a touring stand-up either.
He is touring.
Oh, okay, I guess he is touring, but he's not like a touring stand. Like,
Yeah.
think of like the people. Okay, I guess
A
I
lot
probably
of
shouldn't
people
say
end
that
up-
because I'm like calling them
Yeah,
out.
you're calling it out. No,
So,
a lot of successful comedians.
Whoever
end up,
you saw this year is cheating on their
yeah,
wife and girlfriend.
A lot of successful comedians do end up getting like, even if they're family ones, they do end up getting divorced. That is
No, it's
something.
funny because like their stand-up is about being a family guy, and it's like
And then
you're cheating on your wife.
yeah.
So wait, keep talking about your Red
That
Bull
is the
story.
road to fame. Yeah, let's go back to Red Bull. So we'd have to do like these very public marketing stunts as a Red Bull rep, and one of them that we did was called Red Bull Air Drop.
Okay.
Okay, and this is when Red Bull sent me a giant crate.
You had to jump out of a plane.
Red Bull sent me a giant crate, and they sent me a parachute, and they were like, "You need to fill the crate up with Red Bull with
Just
hundreds
doesn't
of
feel
thousands
like
of
you
Red Bull."
should be doing this.
I had to.
It was that big?
It was a giant crate. It was like
How big?
Yeah, like you're saying was it just you having to do this alone?
I used all my roommates to help me.
How much were you getting paid?
Oh, girl, like $500 a month.
Oh my god.
But in
is so
college
much
money,
work.
$500
$500 a month is a lot of money.
And I also went to school in upstate New York, so like I would go to a bar and it would be like dollar pitcher beer night. Like, which was...
Wait, no, it was $1 pitcher beer night and you get a pizza. On
and
Tuesdays, you get a pizza.
You get a gross hot dog that's been like cooking. It was...
Wait, there's a bar in New York where if you buy a drink, they give you a free pizza and everyone's like, you gotta go. It's like, it's not the pizza you want,
Yeah,
though.
No, it isn't. And is it the Alligator Lounge?
It is the Alligator Lounge.
That's great. I love the Alligator Lounge. It is also so gross pizza.
It's the worst pizza.
But I don't even know how they're still in business. I think literally they're only in business because
no,
Nathan
it's fun. It's a great place.
Yeah, they do like trivia and they do open mics in the back and there's skee ball.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I have a giant crate.
No, wait, it's Crocodile Lounge. They're two different places. Alligator Lounge and Crocodile Lounge are two different places. Keep going.
No, it's Alligator Lounge.
Okay, keep going.
I swear it's Alligator Lounge.
Okay.
Shout out to the Alligator Lounge. Please sponsor this podcast.
Alligator Lounge? Do you mean Crocodile Cafe?
Crocodile, yeah.
Keep going.
Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah, exactly.
Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, wait, I got the Alligator Lounge confused with Rainforest Cafe. Keep going.
Okay. Jesus Christ. This is going to be the third time I'm going to be teeing this up, so good luck cutting
the
this down.
timestamps for this episode are going to be so crazy.
All over the place. Okay. Do I start over? I don't even know.
Stop.
I think
keep
I have
going.
to. I don't know.
You're talking about the crate.
I'm trying to, but we keep getting...
But this is how podcasts work.
I don't even know how we... I don't even
This
know
is how podcasts work. You listen to a free-flowing conversation.
Giant crate filled with Red Bull. I needed to also have a parachute with it. Now,
how big is the crate?
Oh, it's huge. It's bigger than this table. It's like a big... I have pictures of it.
The table's pretty small.
I have pictures of it, so we can
But for a
add it.
crate, it's kind of big.
Okay, I have pictures
Here,
of
really,
it.
for reference, here's the table.
Yeah, it's about as wide as that table.
Because you might not see it on the camera.
It's
so
about...
If you're listening to the audio version, I just picked up the table.
It was about as wide as this table that was really light, I guess,
Yeah,
because
it's
you
probably
lifted
from
it up
IKEA.
very easily.
It kind of hurt to pick up.
Okay. Well, good for you. I was impressed by you
you.
lifting that. Okay. Huge crate. We have pictures of it. What I had to do was fill a Red Bull in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. I had to somehow move this thing. It's super heavy. I had to put it on
Why
like
3 a.m.?
Because you can't let anyone see you put it there.
What if you just did midnight?
Because here's...
But who would know if they saw
people are coming back from the frat parties.
But
at
everyone
midnight.
knows that you're the Red Bull guy.
It was in the no. What I had to do was I had to make it look like this crate was dropped from an airplane in the middle of the night. Okay, hence the parachute. Okay, so it's a crate with a parachute, so it looks like it was dropped from an airplane.
I'm surprised your school wasn't like, what the fuck are
Okay,
you
so
doing?
they kind of were.
Okay.
So in the middle of the night, I had to move this onto in the middle of the campus, and I had to put it there and drop it there. And there was a security guy who saw me and just like did nothing. He just saw.
By the way, classic college cops.
He just saw. By the way, 3 a.m.
At my school, it was like, oh, I'm sorry, you got kidnapped by a random person that ran up here and also sexually harassed you.
Yeah.
They do nothing. Oh, we caught you with one beer in your dorm room.
Yeah.
You're kicked out of school.
You're gonna tase you.
That's exactly how
Yeah.
how college cops are.
At my college, they were like.
Shout out NYU.
Yes.
At my college, they had like every few feet they had a giant podium with like an emergency button on it that you could just press. So they were like, we don't have a lot of security here, but we do have the podium. So if you are being stabbed, just click the button.
We'll be there in 35 minutes.
Someone will come and get you eventually. And mine was an open campus too, so anyone could come in. There was like they didn't lock the gates at night. It was open, public school, no big deal. So I pushed it out there. Security guy just sees a guy in the middle of the night. I was wearing dark clothing, because I didn't want anyone to see who I was. And he was like, yeah, there's a normal guy just pushing a cart into the middle. Like I could literally be blowing up the school. Didn't care. Put it out in the middle of the night, laid out the parachute to make it look like it was being dropped from an airplane.
Obviously.
Now, here's where I went wrong. I was supposed to document students on their way to class being like, whoa, Red Bull in a crate? Wow, must have been dropped from an airplane. This is crazy. And taking them. I like overslept and I didn't document any of it. So I have like one.
Well, yeah, you were up at 3 a.m.
So I had like one photo of somebody grabbing Red Bull out of it, but that was it. But I had no other photo evidence. And the whole reason that we were doing it was to get the photo evidence so that we can like promote it on Red Bull's pages, be like, whoa, we did an airdrop in Albany. So what ended up happening was apparently a bunch of like security guards ended up just taking most of the Red Bull anyway.
Classic.
So none of the students even got to see it. And they also disassembled the crate really early in the morning, so really no students got to see it either. So the whole stunt really just didn't work. And it was a huge waste of time and energy. And I was also supposed to go recover the crate. Never did that because I was so embarrassed. So
This is insane.
real big L. Real big L.
Imagine being like the salesperson who like pitched this idea. Is like, we're gonna find college kids, and we're gonna send them 1,000 cans of Red Bull a month,
pay them $500.
This was like before the influencer days.
Yeah,
like you were
they were
the pre-influencer.
You're so right. This was
But
your
I wasn't
future.
because I couldn't tell anybody I worked for
prophecy.
Red Bull. I was an undercover influencer.
You're like wearing Red Bull merch
Yeah.
every day. You're wearing like a hat with like a thing on
No,
it.
they gave me like one Red Bull thing. That's it. I really got. They gave me a little fridge though, but I only put Red Bulls in it. It's kind of.
But how would they know?
Because it literally only could fit Red Bulls.
Oh.
I couldn't put a water bottle in there; it would be too tall. And I did a bunch of other stunts. Like I would go to a lecture hall and like put Red Bulls underneath each seat before class, and like.
This is insane.
Yeah, they actually like towards the end, they were like getting real close to firing me because I just was so bad at it.
You could get a work study job where you like literally just like sat at the dean's office and like pretended to work.
I
on
thought
things.
I thought it would help my career if I worked for Red Bull, and then it turns out I was so bad at it. I actually applied for jobs at Red Bull, and they were like, "Yeah, no, you."
That's
were
like
bad."
the funny thing about when you're younger. It's like so much like intern, and of course we work on the internet, but like internship. If you do this will help. Post more pictures on like whatever. Nothing helps.
By the way, like unfortunately now everyone's doing internships. Like I don't even know how you stand out in this job market. Like what do you? I think honestly,
you have 1 million followers on Instagram. That's how you stand
if you
out.
want to like work in social media, I think you need to like build your own social media.
Nothing
or
I love
something.
more than like a page that's like, do you want to know how to grow your social media?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a social media specialist. I've worked for tons of brands. It has
They
2
have, like-
likes.
yeah, they
it
have,
has
like-
2 likes.
They have like 300 followers.
It's like, girl, what? You can't even get anyone to watch
Here's
your
how
videos.
you go viral on TikTok. Guy who's never gone viral on TikTok.
Yeah, like please. I hate that. And anyone who's like a TikTok specialist like has never grown a page.
Yeah, no, they're losers.
Talk to me when you grow your own page.
Also, like I used to watch those videos when I first started making content.
Me too.
And they would be like, you just got to think of like 4 concepts or 4 ideas a day. So here's 4 ideas. For me, it would be, all right, here's 3 tips on how to grow your TikTok. Here's how you grow your Instagram. It's like, yeah, these are all self-referencing stuff.
These are the same, and they're always like, stay within a niche. So if you go viral, this was a video I made, but if you go viral for like for how you had an affair with a married celebrity, keep making videos like that. It's like that doesn't. No, that's not
having
like.
affairs.
Oh, did you go viral because you pulled out a gun out of middle school? Keep doing videos like that. It's like this is insane. Like this is terrible, terrible, terrible advice.
Yeah. But let's talk about some of your jobs. 'Cause
Okay,
you've had a lot of interesting jobs.
I've had a lot of jobs. So I guess I'm just gonna try to remember them all and start at the
we
beginning.
did talk about your nannying job last time, though.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking we had, so we'll skip
Yeah.
through the nannying. So in high school, I think my first job was a lifeguard.
Nice.
Which like I should have never been a lifeguard because I weighed maybe 125 pounds, and you have to take like
Well, you would float though.
You had you had to take the lifeguarding test if you've ever taken it. You have to like swim a certain amount, and then you have to go and get a brick from the bottom of a deep end, which is like I think like 12 or 13 feet.
Really?
And then you have to swim with it on your chest.
That sounds hard.
And the way like I like almost died. Like I
Oh,
should
you-
not have been a lifeguard. I could not
Really?
save anyone.
You couldn't get the brick
And
up?
then I failed the written test.
They
yeah.
must have really needed lifeguards.
You like it's like one of those things where it's like if you
What was
fail
the
you get to
question?
just do it
How
again.
do you fail?
Yeah, what's the-
How
on
do
the
you
written-
fail?
Well, I
lifeguard
was like
test?
a freaking idiot. Like that's the thing about me is like people who are homeschooled, who grew up homeschooled like me, like the whole thing is like we're raising critical think at my corporate event that we'll talk about later. When I do my stand up and I'm talking about being homeschooled, I'm like, was anyone else homeschooled? And this one woman's like, I'm homeschooling my children. You can guess what she looked like. You can guess what she looked like. She looked exactly like how you think she looked like.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, why are you homeschooling your kids? She goes, I'm raising critical thinkers. You're
Oh,
raising people
fuck you.
who don't know how to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Like literally you're raising people who can't test well, who have social anxiety and don't know how to think. Like everyone's like critical thinker. Like even like I had this teacher and she was a really sweet, wonderful woman, but her whole thing was like live with your brain turned on. It's like I'm actually brainwashed. My brain is off. It's like question everything except for us.
Yeah. I do think the social element's definitely like when you go to school, a lot of what you're learning is how to like interact with other people.
Well, it's like I'm raising critical thinkers, but it's like I don't know anyone who doesn't believe the same religion as me, so I'm not question. Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's like well maybe if I like.
She
I don't
might. Was she? Do you think that woman in the crowd was?
Oh, 1,000,000%. She looked like every other homeschool mom from growing up.
so she was doing the.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Okay.
I could
To
just
be clear,
Set.
I don't know.
We'll get
To be clear, like raising Christian homeschool children.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind.
Okay.
Oh, even that
And some
response.
people-
Even that response.
Yeah.
I want them to be critical thinkers. That's to a T the
What they
Christian
would say?
homeschool things.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
a T what they would say.
We'll look into it.
I'm a part of the first legal homeschooled kid group
In Texas. First
yeah,
generation.
yeah. My sister, my
Yeah.
oldest sister, the year she started kindergarten was the year it became legal to homeschool your kids. Anyways,
Texas.
back to my job. So I was a lifeguard.
And you were not a good one, but they were like, you failed, and they were like, she is hot.
I was like 14 years old. I was like, okay, Crystalia. I was like, literally, I had braces.
Jesus Christ.
I thought you were much older.
No, I like didn't even know like to shave my bikini line at that point.
14-year-olds being lifeguards?
Because like they need anyone.
That's crazy.
And I was a lifeguard at this like pool where like these
can't drive.
these like 40-year-olds would come and like smoke and drink later, and like they'd be like, you want to hang out? I couldn't drive. I didn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
My mom would come and pick me up.
You were saving people.
15? You didn't have a cell phone?
No, my mom, I feel like I didn't have a cell phone.
Texas homeschooled.
I think I got a
Apparently.
cell phone
Sure. When you
that
have 12.
Christmas, and so I didn't have a cell phone the summer that I started. I think I was 14.
Okay, so you were a lifeguard. Did you ever have to save anyone or no?
There was one time, the like Plano, Texas, like Special Olympics team. I don't know if that's the right thing, but it was
Okay.
like a team. They came and someone tripped and fell. And
Into the pool?
They hit their head, and we just like took care of them, like did all the
Okay.
things, like you know.
You were first aid.
Yeah, we were like
Okay,
first
okay.
aid.
All right.
But we never had to save anyone, no. But I actually think like, you know, it wasn't like a deep pool, and you have a floaty, so I don't think like saving people wouldn't be bad. It's like the CPR that I'd be a little stressed out about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also like the things that they teach you are like like they have to do this, I think, legally, but it's like
Yeah.
assess the situation, ask if it's okay to perform CPR on them, and it's like,
But what if they're dead or dying?
and if they're not, you have to like ask the person
closest
they're with,
person
and
would-
it's like it's just like, you know, of course it's like it's legal that they have to do that, but
Yeah.
So I was a lifeguard, and then I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Nice.
Then I worked at I was a waitress at like this really great pizza shop, but I got sexually harassed by my boss.
Yeah, but didn't you also get sexually harassed at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Maybe by like people that were like patrons there.
Yeah. Oh, but by your boss.
No, the bosses
At
were
the
really
other
nice
place.
there, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a Buffalo Wild Wings. I feel like that's
It's pretty corporate. The people are, yeah.
Yeah, but the clientele might like.
The clientele was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one time I had this guy like hit on me while his wife was there, and she was so mean to me. It's like, it's really not my fault. Also, I'm 16 years old.
People just dealing with their
Also,
marital
I'm
issues
16
on you.
years old. And then I worked at the next summer I worked at a pizzeria.
Okay.
Then, and this is in between the summers of college. And then in college, I was a work study in the dean suite. And
It's a good gig. Any sexual harassment going on there?
there was harassment, I'll tell you that.
In what way?
I guess like my teachers I mean, this is a whole other thing we have to dive into.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I went to a corrupt musical theater school.
Woof.
Yeah, DM me if you want to know the deets. I eventually will talk about it. And I emailed them, like I talked to them about it. I filled out a timeline. I talked to them, and I was like, you know, I haven't talked about this online, but like I will.
Yeah, that's threat.
I will. And
Yeah.
they like didn't do anything about it. But anyways, I wouldn't go there. I
You're-
wouldn't send my daughters there. That's all I have
Yeah.
to say. I wouldn't send my daughters there.
So far.
Your sons?
Yeah, they would kill it there. They love men there.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So anyways, definitely send my son there. So during school, I was a work study. Then I sang at a church. Like if you sang in a like it was big Methodist
Yeah.
choirs, and if you sang like, you know, did 2 services, they paid like $100, and like all the kids were
Oh, they
super
paid you?
Yeah, and the kids were all super hungover,
Wow.
and we had to be on stage super hungover. But it was like kind of fun because everyone had like a
That's
church
like a
job.
fun thing. Yeah.
And it's funny, like you could tell who like the rich kids were because they would like call in sick after a big party, and like the kids who like needed the money would be like, no, I'm there.
We gotta go.
I'm there. I don't
Yeah.
care if I don't sleep. I'm there.
They look awful. Eyes
Yeah.
sunken in.
Yeah. So I did that, and then there was this thing. There was a lot of different places have this, but like the Disney princesses that will come to your birthday parties, your kids'
So
birthday
you
parties.
dress up as a Disney.
I dressed up as a
princess.
Disney princess. So
kids' birthday
my
parties.
school was really big musical theater.
Yeah.
So like you would have to sing to audition. And so a lot of it had to do like, do you sound like the movie, right?
Yeah.
So I sang. I have a deeper, like, you know, more powerful voice. I have a a great belt, if you will. And so, of course, like, you know, I'm not really Snow White.
No.
I'm not really Cinderella even.
I feel like you're Frozen. What's her name?
Elsa wasn't out yet.
Oh, Elsa wasn't out yet?
Yeah, no. Elsa
feel like
came
you would've
out. Well,
killed it.
I don't remember when Elsa came out.
We were adults.
We were
for
adults.
Sure.
Yeah, that
I
came
thought it
out.
came out in like 2014.
Wait, no, you're right. That was out.
Yeah, that was out.
That was out.
Why, you should be Elsa.
I should have been Elsa.
Yeah, you've been great.
But also, like, you know, I am white. I'm very, very white. But in the winter, I am a little bit, as you can tell between me and
2013.
Chris. I should have been Elsa. But as you can tell between me and Chris, like I am a tad more olive than other people. Like I'm not saying I'm
Poor
tan.
Chris.
I'm not saying anything. I am
It's
very
the
white.
lighting in here,
I'm very white.
all
I'm
right?
very white. But there are paler
Sure.
people than me.
Yeah.
I'm not the most white, okay?
Yeah.
There are paler people than me. I am
Yeah.
very white. But compared to some of the other girls, like who had porcelain skin, you know, I wasn't Elsa. I should have been Elsa.
Who'd
But
you end up playing?
they listened to my voice, the girl who owned the thing, and she goes, I have the perfect Disney princess for you.
Okay.
Pocahontas. Pocahontas. I was Pocahontas.
Okay, now did you
Now, if you scroll back on my Instagram, I've thought of deleting them because it is obviously a cancelable offense.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm gonna like stand by the fact that this is like
Wait.
if you scroll back, you can find them.
Did they now when you played
No,
Pocahontas?
they did nothing to my skin. Nothing to
Okay.
my skin.
Yeah.
What they did do is they put 2 wigs on me. My neck hurt so bad. And then they just went like crazy on the eyeliner, like
Okay.
like
And by the way,
Cleopatra eyeliner.
And you were in Texas or in
Oklahoma.
You're in Oklahoma, which is kind of in the South, and it was summer.
It was
right?
summer. I was tan. Yeah.
So you were a bit tan.
Totally,
So
totally,
you
totally.
you might pass a little.
The thing about in Oklahoma is like there is actually like a pretty big, decent like Native American
There's a
community.
huge most of Oklahoma's.
Yeah, it's
Indian
like a huge
reservations,
Native American
reservations.
community. And
Yeah.
if you're like Cherokee, you can carry around a Cherokee card and like you get like things like tax free. So like they probably could have found someone else.
Oh yeah, there
But
was
also,
a
I
pretty
think
big
Pocahontas
supply.
was like tall and had broad shoulders. You know,
Yeah.
I'm tall, I have broad shoulders.
She also was an animated figure, so really could be
She can
anyone.
talk to trees. I can talk to trees.
Yeah. Do you have an army of woodland critters?
She
that
could paint
follows
with
you
the colors
around?
of the wind. I can paint with the colors of the wind.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's who I.
Sing us a line
And
from it.
you're a sucker.
How does that song go? No. Did you ever? That song.
That was good.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
what also was good.
Can you?
Sing with
Oh yeah.
all
Can
the
you sing with all the?
colors of the
Okay. Of the rainbow. Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. The ending was really great of that song.
And
There's something-
You're doing
there's-
this. By the way, you're doing this as a bunch of kids like literally just like shit their pants.
No,
in front of
I'm at
you,
a children's hospital.
Are they
I'm at a
locked
children's
in?
hospital.
But they're locked in.
No, I'm at
They're
a
just like
children's hospital.
they're drooling. They don't even care.
I also was Ariel one time because the girl who played Ariel didn't was busy, and one of the guys at like it was
busy.
a little bit of like a white trash like birthday party,
Okay.
and they would also make, not this time, I think you have to pay extra for it, so not this time, but they would make like the girls like get in the pool with the tail, which is crazy.
I've seen those videos on TikTok.
Yeah, and one of like the old like uncles, like the drunk uncle, the party was like at noon on a whatever. He was like, "Is your hair real?" It was like the red hair. I also played Rey in Star Wars, and during the Rey Star Wars parties, and there was like a guy who played
Chris likes that.
Finn,
into
I
that.
think. Was that the name of?
Yeah, I don't even know.
And he like could do a backflip. He was like super cool and talented.
Yeah.
And
And you're just, like, you
and
just
he
had a
and that
baton.
character's black, and he was also black. I just want to say that
Okay,
he was
good,
actually
good.
black.
Yeah, because they have a guy like
Ew.
me playing Finn.
Yeah.
You know.
Just wanted to mention that. But for the Star Wars ones, like they gave all the kids little lightsabers, and we would do lightsaber.
Oh, it's
like,
not
let
a
me
good
show
idea.
you how to do. But they would just beat the shit out of
Yeah,
me
they
with
just
them.
hit you with it. Yeah, I would do the same. I was gonna say for Pocahontas, also like what makes you great for the role is that you're also attracted to imperialist white boys. So
Literally my
colonizers.
type. Literally
Yeah,
my
that's
type.
your type.
That's my type. So, anyways, that was my Disney princess, and then I moved to New York. I was a waitress in Times Square
And
because
not
I
a
thought
good
that's
one.
where the money was. Not a good one. And every night when we closed, and I would take the train as like a 22, 23-year-old at like 2 or 3 a.m. to Harlem, and I lived really far away from the train because
Money.
I was trying to save money,
Yeah.
and I'd have to walk like 15 minutes to Frederick Douglass, and that was where my apartment was.
Yeah.
Not the person.
Yeah.
That's where
Well,
my
that's-
apartment.
yeah.
It was on Frederick Douglass, and a rat would like I would always like a rat would almost always run past me at this certain point, and one time it actually did run over my foot, and so I have like I have grit, and then
yeah, you do have grit.
and then after that, I was
scrappy.
another waitress, and then I was a I was a caterer at this company called Model Bartenders, where you had to send a picture of you. Yeah, this is fun.
That's kind of cool.
So you had to send a picture of yourself to like this like nasty man, this like old like gay guy who's like
I
mean.
love how your entire
he's gay.
work history is just dealing with horrible men.
I know it
that
is.
are like either your boss, your clients.
And by the way, honey, that's just the female
just
experience,
life.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
That's just life for a woman. So then
so to get this job, I had to convince this troll that I was attractive enough.
I had to solve his riddle.
Yeah, he was.
And so anyways, and they would like send us like, we would all meet. I keep hitting my mic. We would all meet like somewhere in the West Village, and we'd take like this like bus to, or like a van. I shouldn't say a bus. That would be too nice. To like upstate New York and like do a bat mitzvah. And one time I did a bat mitzvah that Pauly D was DJing.
Nice.
And they wouldn't feed us. So at the end of the day, like any food left over, we were like.
Yeah.
And at the bar mitzvah, they assign like a hot man to get drinks for the mom and all her friends, and a hot woman to get a drink for all the dad and their friends. Let me tell you, at these bar mitzvahs, the parents are doing drugs.
Really?
Like they're like, like they're like in the
drugs?
bathroom doing like coke with their friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. Were you selected as the hot girl?
One time I was selected as
Okay,
a hot
that
girl.
make you
Yeah.
feel pretty good?
And
Yeah.
also like you're in heels the whole night, your feet hurt. I was an extra one time on Orange Is the New Black, and I was in heels super high. And as soon as they yelled cut, all of the men, all of these like male actors would run to sit in the chairs and like wouldn't let
And
the
then you had
girls
to stand?
My feet were bleeding and men wouldn't let me. And they were like older men too. They were such losers.
dare
God.
them.
I know they were losers.
God.
Then maybe one of my favorite ones was I sang on a tour bus of like New York City. So like older people would come into New York City and they would show them like certain things, and I held the thing and I would sing like Broadway tunes.
You sang Broadway tunes into the speaker?
Yeah, so it was like
Yeah. Listen, these old people were just happy to get out.
Oh, and they would like
loved
tip
that.
me. They would tip me. That was really fun. That was actually fun. I really liked that one.
Damn.
Did you ever try and sing at Ellen's Stardust Diner?
No, because I heard it was like a nightmare to work there. I heard it was so
Oh my God, one
stressful.
time-
And also
Yeah.
like serving was stressful enough for me.
I
should have.
My mom took
Glee.
me there one time, and it was maybe one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Because I was like maybe in like 5th or 6th grade, and my mom took me to that diner and this is a diner, just so you know, where the waitresses sing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every waitress like
They
sings
all
a
want to
song.
be on Broadway.
They all want to be on Broadway,
Yeah.
so it's a lot of like
But from my understanding, and this is why it's stressful, is
Yeah.
like they're understaffed. And it's already stressful being a waiter, and then like you'll be like serving someone, you'll be holding something, and your song will come in, and you'll have to be like,
no, that's what happened. So I remember I ordered like a burger, and I also got a root beer because I love root beer. I'm just gonna say that I love root
King.
beer, love it. So I asked for a refill on my root beer to the waiter, and then it was her turn to sing.
oh, she's not bringing that root
So
beer.
then she goes, no, she brought it. She made it the whole thing.
She had
goes,
the root beer.
Now it was, I remember, no, quite literally what she did. I remember, I feel like it was 2 floors. So
It is.
it's 2 floors.
Yep.
I was on the balcony.
Oh, you've been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never been.
So, maybe we go.
Maybe we
honestly.
do
It's
go.
kind of a fun time. It might
Maybe
make
we
you
do the
feel. It
pod
might make you
there.
feel a little sad though, because like you're gonna like go and just see all these people that want to be on Broadway, and they're like who got the chicken fingers, and then have to be like. So I ordered a root beer, but then it was her time to sing.
What did she sing?
I Need a Hero.
Oh, good one.
The Shrek 2 version?
Yes. So she goes, I dedicate this song to a man up there.
How
who
old were you?
I had to be like 13. Oh, no. And she goes, I dedicate the song to a man up there who's getting a refill on his root beer.
Spotlight to you.
And then
I want to work here.
she's going, I need a hero. And then like, but also like delivering like chicken fingers to people, like twirling, but then also like, oh, you need extra ketchup? Like, so she is like serving.
He's gotta be brave and
yeah.
he's gotta be strong.
She's serving in 2 ways.
Totally.
She's serving.
So true.
She's serving, but she's also quite literally serving.
Serving.
Yeah. So she's doing this, and then she comes up to me. I vaguely remember.
Now,
her,
is she on rollerblades?
No, because I don't think there's like stairs. I don't
Yeah.
think they could.
I don't think they do that there.
No, they
Caroline.
don't.
Okay, that's
You
But it
really
felt-
need to go.
But
That's
it felt
Sonic.
like she was on rollerblades in a way. If that makes sense. The way that
Totally.
she was floating around.
yeah.
She
She's
was in
very
Heelys.
graceful. So she like gave me my root beer, but she like it was kind of honestly a little weird. She'd give me the root beer, and then she like brushed the straw against my face.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I was so, but she kept like pointing at me.
Were you with your family?
Yeah, it was my mom. And
Just your mom?
I think it was just my mom.
Well, thank God your brother wasn't
And
there.
like, I think my mom and like my aunt.
You would have been
feel
so
like,
embarrassed if
I
your
was
brother was
so embarrassed.
there. Your mom? Oh, I can picture your mom. Your mom
She
was
was
having.
loving it.
Oh, she had her phone out.
Well,
Your mom's
She was like,
fun.
"Oh my God."
She's like,
Yeah,
She,
yeah.
every time she pointed at you, she probably looked at you and went,
me like this. I was just like this the whole time. So it was like, I need a hero. I was just like,
oh, Chris, that's so
gave it to me.
fun.
She gave me the root beer, and I was like, but also keep in mind, I was a little chubby back then too.
Oh.
So I was
She
a little
thought
chubby.
you needed that dedication then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're going.
Yeah.
I wanna go.
Do you want to get into
Casey Anthony.
Okay.
So this week, Casey Anthony posts a TikTok, which so
She's back.
She's coming back, and as a true
big way.
influencer, she's posting in her car. Relatable. She's posting in her car, and I just want to like say, first of all, I'm always telling people make content.
Yeah.
That's like just the reality. Make content. So you know, Casey, I'm looking forward to your get ready with me.
Yeah.
Get ready with me to you know,
she.
cover my child's murder.
Yeah.
Like
What? Okay. So
get ready for me for parole. I don't even think she was arrested.
Her video was basically her talking about how like, listen, a lot of people out there are getting accused of crimes they didn't do.
Even though all the
right.
evidence says that they did it.
And like I'm watching, I'm like, girl, you did it.
She also like
But that's okay.
she
But-
also like has like that look about her where it's like, even if you didn't,
Well, do you know the story?
I would think.
Do you know?
You know how like there's some people you talk to and you're like, you might be a perfectly fine, nice person, but you do kind of give like
You did something.
yeah, like you. If I had to guess who was gonna shoot up this place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She kind of has that
Did
look
you-
in her
did
eye.
you know,
that
like-
sparkle in her eye.
Do you know anything about the Casey? I know a few.
I
factoids.
know a few things, and then I remember watching the documentary that she came out with.
Yeah.
She made one?
Yeah.
Yeah, she made her own.
She
Well,
made
like,
her own where she was like, this is why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just don't. Here's the deal is like, I just don't have a great memory. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Okay. But one of the things that she did was like, she told the police that she like worked at Disney World, and then they were like, okay, well, can you take us to Disney World and like show us like what you do there? And she shows up to Disney World. She's walking around. She's like waving at people. And then when they get into the office, she turns around and goes, okay, I don't work here.
What?
She hadn't worked there in like a year. And she brought the police all the way there and was just like, oh, hi, Becky. And Becky
They're
was
like
"Who the fuck
riding
is that?"
Splash Mountain.
Yeah. And she's like, turns around and goes, all right, I don't work here. Like, you got me. I don't work here.
As a police officer, you've got to be like, what a waste of my day.
So, listen.
Police officer, you got to be like, well, we might as well go on
Listen,
one ride.
it's
Me, when I
never-
get back to the police
Yeah.
station, you'll never believe what happened.
Yeah.
She took us to Disney World. We rode Splash Mountain. We went to Epcot. Then she turned around. I don't even
I
work
don't
here.
even work here. Yeah. But anyway.
If you're a cop that was with Casey Anthony, we'd love to have you on the pod.
How many rides did you go on after you found out she
Yeah.
didn't work
Yeah.
there?
Was she like fun? What would you guys talk about?
Yeah, like they're doing the report. So, the suspect, we went on Space Mountain first.
She had a flash pass.
We had to take her onto the ride. We had to take her on the teacup so that her memory would be jogged. We had
Yeah.
to do that. And then we got one of those chickens on the stick.
Yeah.
And we were riding a rascal
we
scooter
rode it off
around.
with the company card.
Yeah.
Just tax dollars.
Yeah. I think, honestly, it's never too late for a rebrand. And, like,
No, it's never too late.
she has a history. But, like, I think
all press is good press.
all press is good press, and like you know the way the world moves on now, it's so quick. People do stuff, and
People
then they're
get
moving
canceled,
on.
and then all of a sudden
And then you're back.
they're big.
They're back.
They're big again.
Yeah. So like
Trisha Paytas.
yeah, you get canceled,
Who
you
else
move
got
on.
canceled?
Canceling is like a speeding ticket.
She gets
you
canceled
know?
all the time.
There's people who get canceled and then they're right back up.
They're right back up. So with Casey, she's just trying to get back into content, and you're right. Maybe she could do some get ready with me.
Maybe start a podcast.
Yeah, maybe honestly, that would be a great idea. Start
Armie
a podcast.
Hammer started one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't-
he didn't murder his daughter, but
No.
I mean, still.
But he was weird and he wanted to drink people's blood.
Yeah.
But is that
But
a
so did
crime?
Edward.
Are we kink shaming now?
No.
And where are you in the book?
I haven't read a single chapter since we
Okay,
talked.
so
Totally.
no update, no page update on that.
Yeah, so
What type of content do you think she should
I
make?
think she should make vlogs. Get ready with me's are always great.
I think she should do sounds.
like ASMR.
No, well, Casey Anthony ASMR would
She's
would
like
go hard.
she's like this is the chloroform cloth.
This is the bag.
There was something about stickers that was weird.
Yeah.
This is a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
My God.
This is
Does
my
she have
pee
kids?
going
Does she
into
have
a
kids?
cup.
Does she have kids?
I know. I don't
Does she
think.
have
I don't.
kids?
I don't think she.
That was so crazy.
They should tie her tubes.
Yeah. I mean, I could see her doing some brand deals. What brands do you think would work with?
Huggies?
Huggies.
Wait, I have a quick question about Casey Anthony. It's wide, like, everyone knows she did. Like, is it like an OJ situation where it's like, she did it?
So there is a prevailing theory that the girl, the baby, like, drowned in a pool.
And then she tried to cover it up.
And then, like, the parents, along with her, Casey, like, tried to cover it up.
So her parents believe her.
No, her parents think she straight up murdered her. Yeah. Her parents are like, no, we didn't do that. This girl, our daughter, definitely killed our granddaughter. But she's...
It was an above-ground pool or an in-ground pool?
I mean, they were in Florida, so I'd have to assume above ground, but it might have been in ground.
I mean, how does a little girl get an above-ground pool,
I don't know,
though?
so I'd have to assume it's in ground. But the parents believe that she did it. Casey's like, no, my parents are involved. I don't know, honestly. I don't know what her, like, stance is, honestly. But it doesn't matter because she should be doing a brand deal with Olipop soda.
I think so too. Poppy.
Yeah, or Poppy.
She should get like the influencers. They got those big vending machines. Yeah.
She should be doing an unboxing.
She should be a wellness influencer.
And she should call it an undigging.
Do you guys?
Totally.
Do you guys remember when like Revolve was like taking the Revolve girls to, like go see Drake front row? Throw Casey in there. She's hot.
Maybe Casey does hot ones.
Casey should do hot ones.
She should do hot ones. Hot wings, even
carpool karaoke.
Carpool karaoke with Casey Anthony.
Or wait, remember the most Googled questions? Did Casey Anthony?
That would be the whole thing.
Kill
would just be
her
like,
kid.
Like, hi, I'm Casey Anthony, and these
are the most
my top asked
search questions about me.
First one. Did Casey Anthony kill her daughter? Okay, well, I told you already I didn't.
No, this is a common misconception.
I didn't. Yeah, and then next one. Where did Casey Anthony bury her daughter? Okay, I didn't do that, guys. Next one.
This is a sketch.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, if you listen to this podcast, also like this when we make it a sketch.
Yeah. How did Casey Anthony kill her? I didn't kill my daughter, all right? Next one.
Why did Casey Anthony Google chloroform? I was just wondering how to spell it.
I was just curious.
I was curious on how to spell it.
I was looking up the word chlorine.
What happened to Casey Anthony's daughter? Well, I killed her. That's the punchline.
That's the last one.
Hopefully that's not too sad. Rest in peace, Kaylee Anthony.
Yeah. It might be too sad. But
it's so sad. Like, here's the deal. Why are people murdering their kids?
I don't know.
Chill out.
Why do people murder people?
Yeah, oh my God.
I hate to say it, like, as much as I, like, kind of a little support them, but, like, Menendez brothers, you didn't need to shoot your parents.
They didn't need, well, we shouldn't talk about them, but we surely shouldn't.
OJ, did you have to kill your wife?
OJ, yeah.
Why not just like prank her? You know? Like just prank her. I would just prank her.
And I would say, why would you throw your life away for that? But he didn't have to throw his life away because he didn't go to jail.
He didn't go. Well, he did later for trying to steal back his own trophies.
But
then he spent the rest of his life golfing. So
yeah, whatever.
It's good for him. But yeah, stop murdering people. Honestly,
if you listen to this pod, like, and you take one thing away from this episode, just like, please don't murder people.
What about Luigi?
Oh,
well,
totally
Luigi
different.
is doing good for the world, and he's bringing light to
for the greater good.
For the greater good.
This comes to my corporate event, and then we'll end. I promise. Okay. So this past week, I did a corporate event in LA. I was in LA for under 24 hours. I got there at like 8:30, and I left at. I almost missed my flight. I left at 7, and so it was for a company, and it was a 20-minute set, and it was for a bunch of CEOs of companies. There was a convention in LA. If you know anything about comedy, you know that the environment is very important. You want to be low ceilings, dark room, spotlight, because people feel like they can laugh. You know what I mean? Like, if I tell a Casey Anthony joke and all the lights are on, you're not going to want to laugh.
No.
Now, we're at a PF Chang's, a packed PF Chang's, not a single chair open.
This is a corporate event that they had you fly first class all the way to LA.
Hell yeah.
And put in a 4-star hotel.
And in a 4-star hotel, and they go, the event is at a very nice place, a luxurious place, high-class place called PF Chang's.
All of the lights were on. Every single light, everyone's flashlights was on.
Did they rent it out for everyone? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, that's kind of classy.
And it was like free dinner, like, it was anything on the menu, and then they had like, whatever. Free drinks too. Yeah. So anyways, now packed. over 200 people probably. So first of all, I'm like, well, of course they're CEOs. I'm doing 20 minutes on Luigi.
Yeah. Oh, you did 20 minutes on Luigi?
No, I wanted to.
Now, didn't they? You had to like send them jokes.
I
right?
sent in my set. So I have over an hour of comedy I can do, but I do it in my one-woman show. So like if I'm not doing my one-woman show, I have a lot less comedy. I probably have like 30 or 35, maybe 40 minutes of comedy. If I'm doing my songs, I have a lot of songs. But if it's outside of the context of my show, it's a little bit harder. But I have a lot of songs. Now, they didn't like any of the songs. They said, nope.
Said no to
Dick
all your
pics,
songs.
nope.
Yeah.
My boyfriend's not gay, no. Feminism, no. They were like, we can't do any of these. So I dug up an old song, one of my first YouTube videos I ever made. It's called HBO. And then I rewrote one of my songs. And then I had a new song that I had written that I just needed to memorize. Then they went through my set. They were like, nope. And I was like, oh, okay.
So now you have no jokes.
So I have no jokes. So then I start writing some other jokes. When I've been like going to different cities, I've kind of been like playing different like games with them, like, oh, Alabama trivia, blah, 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 blah. So I like came up with like a little like fun game. It was like, is this quote from How to Win Friends and Influence People or Twilight? And like that was my biggest laugh of the night,
Okay.
right? Where I would say a quote
That's a good bit.
and we'd try to guess.
Yeah.
And then I wrote jokes roasting the companies, which Chris helped me with. Thank you very much. Because I was with my family, so I didn't have a lot of time. And we were like, it was like, 24 hours before the event. And I didn't like, I was seeing my sister. My sister's moving to a different country. So like, I was trying to hang out with her too. So anyways, one of them it was an ice cream company. And I was like, this ice cream's so good, I'd eat it out of Dahmer's fridge. They were like, no.
Didn't like that one.
They were like that.
Yeah.
They didn't react like that. They were cool. Like I think they like comedy, but they were like, yeah, you got to cut that one. And it's like, okay, if I have to cut that one, like, you know what I mean? Like if that is crossing the line. So I had some like, I'm not gonna say they were weak jokes, but like, I wouldn't laugh. And then I had my songs, and then I had like, honestly, like I went through like the videos that me and Megan have done, and I found some jokes that had good punchlines. Like there was one, like we did Layoffs Like the Titanic, Women, Children First, that got some laughs. Did a little bit of crowd work. So how did the 20 minutes go? Well, only maybe 10 people were listening.
Okay.
Oh, maybe only 10 people were listening. And then they played my first song, and the DJ accidentally hits play on his music too. So I'm singing along with my track and a violin cover of White. Say you'll remember me standing in a white dress. What song is that?
So you had to sing over a Taylor Swift song?
So it's my song, which is like, I'm with my man, I've got a plan. Now, can you go? Can you do bum 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 bum? Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah,
okay, here we go. So this is what my first song was like. I'm with my man. I've got a plan. I'm gonna ask him the big question. Yeah, I'm a woman, and he's a man, but women can ask.
All right, so it was a mess.
That's literally how my first song went.
Okay, so it was a mess, and the DJ didn't correct that.
I think he was trying to figure it out.
Okay.
And then later I was like, hey, thanks for playing my songs. And he was like, sorry about like that first song. I think I might have like accidentally played another. Might have.
No, you did.
Might have.
Never admit when
Might
you're wrong.
have.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I did that. And then I, some of the jokes people got chuckles. The Twilight one did wood. So now we're like 12 minutes into my set and people decide, I think it's time to go home. People start leaving.
So you're walking the crowd here.
Yeah. People are leaving, and I was like, I would like be like, why are you guys leaving? But they weren't listening to me to begin with. Only the tables near me were listening.
In fact, for them, the sign of you performing is a sign the night's over.
Yeah, and also these people, from what I heard, were at a convention from like 7 a.m. until now. It's like 8 or 9 p.m. So they're exhausted. It was like a food and beverage one. They've been drinking. Yeah. They're tired. So then like I started doing a little bit of crowd work because some of the people were rowdy because some of them were a little drunk. And this one guy's like, whoa, whoa. And I was like, are you drunk with your coworkers? I started talking to him. And I said, how many drinks have you had? He said 2 drinks. This guy looked so tall. I was like, 2 drinks and you're drunk like this? You're so tall. How tall are you? Completely changes his demeanor. I'm not telling you.
In the middle of this PFJ.
I said, I didn't ask your social security number, sir. I just asked how tall you were.
Now you're having an awkward crowd interaction in the middle of the PF Chang's where only 10 people listen to you. The rest of the people are leaving. There's a PF Chang staff who is just trying to make $4 an hour.
Then I say, oh, I was homeschooled. I'm going into my homeschool bit where I'm making fun of homeschoolers. I was homeschooled. Anyone else homeschooled? This woman goes, I'm homeschooling my kids. Oh, why are you homeschooling your kids? I want to raise critical thinkers. Well, now I can't go into my whole thing about how homeschooling is weird. Because this woman is like,
yeah.
Now.
And she's one of the 10 that's actually listening to you, by the way.
She's one of the 10. I don't want to,
so
I can't lose her.
You don't want to alienate your
audience.
audience.
I can't lose her.
Yeah.
Now, I finish. Maybe the worst set I've ever done. There were people who came up who were really nice, and
Yeah.
you can't tell if they actually thought you were funny or if they felt bad for you.
Yeah.
And the thing, I did end up like kind of having fun because like then people were coming up and talking to me and we're all riffing and whatever. Now, I did make more money than that's in my savings account.
See, this is the thing.
It was the worst 20 minutes of my life.
The gig paid so well that all of this nonsense is like nothing because it's like a corporate gig. And like, yeah, is it hell? Yeah, but you were making so much money per non-laugh.
Every second, so I did under 20 minutes because I didn't have enough material.
Yeah.
I made more a second
lot
than
of
your
money.
friend makes a week on Broadway.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's an insane
it was
amount.
crazy.
Now, do you think like after that they are like, oh yeah, we totally wasted money, or do they not even think about it?
I think that I think they don't think about it.
Because sometimes when I
think
do
they're
this-
used to spending so
yeah.
much money. But my first thought was, what a waste of money. For like I would have been like,
But then again, these
run that
companies,
back.
these companies have so much money that they need to get rid of some of it so they don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah, and apparently there was
That's
also
you're a
true.
tax.
apparently
write-off
there
for
was
them.
this, also like another performer that like something happened. Maybe they can't. I don't know what could have happened to make you cancel. But there was supposed to be
Yeah.
another performer. Maybe there's.
Oh, so you're getting double the pay?
No, I don't think I was getting double the pay. But they might have saved money that night because that person didn't perform.
Oh, okay. So they were like, it's crazy that they even thought that was necessary. So if you work at a corporation and you're looking for someone to do your corporate gigs, we are available.
We're available, and also I like can.
I'll perform at a PF Chang's.
I
Don't give a
now
fuck.
like know like how a corporate event would go, and I honestly think I could do it well now. Like I think I could
Yeah.
alter my set. I'm actually gonna pee my pants. I can't hold it any longer.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Well, thanks for. We'll end that
you want
pod
me
here.
to just
Let's
end?
just end it right
Oh,
here.
okay.
Karen's gonna pee again.
I actually have to pee my pants. Okay.
Very on trend.
Okay. Here are some announcements. Pre-save my song.
Yeah.
For the love of God. I want to break even, which I won't. But pre-save my song.
Or just like you want people to listen to your song.
Yeah, I want people to listen. I also just want people
You
to
don't need
listen.
the money. You're
I
doing
don't.
PF Chang
Yeah.
gigs.
Yeah.
PF Chang's
All right.
money. Second, I'm going on tour. And I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah.
Chris has a show.
I have a show on May 2nd, Friday, May 2nd at the Gutter in Williamsburg. I'm co-headlining it with my friend Nate Meeker. Ticket link is probably somewhere below, or just go to
It'll
my
be below.
Instagram.
It'll be
Yeah.
below. Also,
Headlining.
Eccentric Kittens on Instagram. Kayla. I adopted Sleepy Joe from this woman. She's a saint. She is taking care of so many cats that she can't take care of them. I can't even imagine what her apartment smells like.
Oh, it's Reeks.
Bad to say. She has so many cats in her apartment. She can't take in any more apartments.
Dunk on the person you're trying to promote.
Okay. She can't take in any more cats. Please go adopt her cats. I adopted
want a
Sleepy
cat,
Joe from them.
yeah.
Foster a cat. Eccentric. Go. Just go follow.
Sleepy Joe the cat, not the
Oh
guy.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
go follow.
don't know if
Just go
people know that.
follow Eccentric Cat.
If you need a
Eccentric
cat,
Kittens.
we got a cat lady.
Eccentric Kittens.
All
I have
right.
a cat plug. Kayla.
We got a cat plug. I'm the rebel plug.
I
Kayla's
got the cat
plug.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank. Shut.
Hey, thanks. We're good.
Thanks. No thanks. We're good. Thank you for listening.
Can I pee my pants?
Yeah, go pee. I just want to say one more thing. Thank you for commenting and sharing, and all the people that messaged us saying they like the podcast. Really appreciate that. We'll see you next week.